What's going on, E Will? Give me like 2 seconds. I'm just getting some stuff started. I gotta put my joint on the charger. Shout out to Diddy. We might talk about that today. Definitely after this show. Uh, what's going on, Rando? Give me 2 seconds. Uh, and welcome to the Sincerely My Paramour podcast. I'm your host, Rosalind Perkins. How's everyone doing? Shout out to E Will and Rando. Today we have a great show. We will be talking about love versus money. Um, the reason why we will be talking about that today is because we want to know what holds a better relationship. A person who's there for money or a person there for love. Um, I have experience with both of them, so definitely it's a great. I always tell people all the time. It's a great. It has its flaws and it has its pros. Um, I per se will tell you how I feel about it at the end. But how's everybody doing today? Good morning to everybody. Happy Wednesday. You know, if everybody's getting ready for the weekend, the so-called long weekend, because Friday's a holiday, and happy. And we're gonna do. I'm gonna say this. We're gonna be doing a. We're gonna do a. We might even do a 4th of July show. I think that would be actually dope. Um, in this show or in the next show, we need to talk about what should we do for 4th of July. What type of show we should have for 4th of July, or should we do a Sincerely My Paramour show? You know, I'm going more to Bronze Reaper show, but My Paramour show is pretty dope. Love is better, in my opinion. I personally don't focus on money. I would like to get along with a person, with a partner. I feel you, Rando. What I'm gonna do for the first 45 minutes, cause this channel isn't really long as what we do on the Bronze Reaper show. I'm gonna do 30 to 45 minutes. Then after that, we will talk about the podcast. I mean, we will talk about the topic. Um, and I'll tell you a story about. I'll tell you two stories actually today about money and love. I never really had money like that. I was always taken care of by women, so um, it's kind of a gift and a curse because I had to learn late to like budget money and stuff. So it's not like I said, there's a gift and a curse to that. Yes, it's great that a woman is taking care of you, but the curse is, say if you do break up, you're gonna have to learn everything that she was doing. Um, that's the only thing. Um, and I might even tell you a story that I had both money. She had money. Her family had money, and I loved her. So that it was super dope. I can always say that it was super dope. Oh, give me 1 second. Uh, I forgot to share this on X because I'm not on X until I get my new my C hub. So the reason why everything been crashing because my C hub wasn't strong enough. It was only a 3.0. Oh, hold on a second. Trump now openly calls for the deportation of U.S. citizens. Oh shit. Um. Nah, it's we gotta know more about that. I always tell people all the time, it's different when it comes to women because with certain women they're not really held accountable of certain things. So like I said, with women, it comes with a gift and a curse. A woman could be irresponsible, and people will always make up excuses for them. You know, and the reason why is because we hold women to a higher standard. You know, so like even my mother, I'll tell you a story about my mother. My mother had me when she was at the age of 17, and for years, people would make her excuse why she used to, talk shit about me. Oh, she had you at a younger age. She didn't have a childhood and shit like that. And I had to tell people all the time, my mother's 50 years old, over 50 years old. She should have been learned how to handle all of this. She had enough time to handle everything. You know, it's like me. I held my mother accountable for everything. It's just everybody got mad at me when I did that. But at the end of the day, I always tell people I love my mother, but at the end of the day, my mother can't go around treating people like this. You know. Um. Let me see what Randall said. E said. E says I would say love. Money will come if you in the right position to love and love back. That's a good statement. Um, most women will most women most women with money wants to control you. That's true actually, Randall. That's why you always see women when they turn a certain age, they date down. When they get older, yes, they date down. I wouldn't say it's a bad thing or a good thing. I would say it's just a thing where they want companionship and they'll go for anything, you know. But I always tell people all the time, women should start early, you know. Then when I say early, like date, they should just go out there and date, not have sex, but date and start to know the person. We'll talk about that on another day about dating. Um, cause today I want to talk about love and money. Um, I always said this: money always complicates things, even in relationships. A girl could be down with you, but a girl could have been plotting against you because she knew you had the ambition. Um, most white women, and I'm gonna say this: most white women, they always go out with broke guys in the beginning, and like athletes who don't really make it because they see the ambition. Um, Black women don't really see the ambition just yet. I don't know. That's why. Well, some. I can't say all. Because I have dated a lot of black women that put up with my bullshit because they seen the ambition. Especially when I was a struggling model. You know, they seen the more ambition than I did. You know, I think that's why they put up with a lot of my madness. Um, well, if I say that's a problem, yeah, I would say that's a problem because if a person doesn't see it, then it might be a little bit harder to, push them into that right direction. Give me a second. Yeah, so it might be hard to push that man into that right direction if he doesn't see the ambition. It's like if a person felt like shit his whole life, and you see that he's a great person. A person is going to treat everybody like shitty. Is going to treat people shitty because he hasn't seen the greatness into himself. So it's always been hard in that situation. On the hand of that. So yeah, that was a. I like what you said, Randall and E. It's good to women do see money. Because don't forget, and I always tell people all the time, women can talk about they don't want a broke dude, but most of these women produce these kids with these type of mentalities. When the father do want to be there, they give that father a hard time of not being trying to be there. I see it all the time, man. Then they want somebody else to take care of their child. Instead of just having the father take care of the child. And I salute fathers like that who just want to be there for their children. Because I know how hard it is and how uneasy it is. It's a struggle. And like a person like me, I'll never break away from my children's mother because I always want to be there for my children. And the reason why is I know people are not mentally strong like me when it comes to certain things like that. Because I always tell people all the time, I still suffer from those type of situations. I still suffer from, just being, having my mother date different men. And already know, like, oh, I already know how this shit's going to turn out. Some women do look for love. I'm going to say this. Some women do look for the love, but they look for the wrong places and at the wrong time. Most women look for love when they're like 50 or 60 because they don't want to be alone. And like it sucks. I always tell people that shit sucks. Because I have seen it. A motherfucker has a child, but have an ain't shit nigga, there with his child. And you're like, yo, what the fuck can I do? Then this lady want to bring you to court talking about you're a deadbeat dad and she needs more money. And like me, I always tell people all the time, I don't really fear anything in life. Only thing I really, really do fear that I am personally honest with is being a bad father. That's what I personally fear is being a bad father. I don't know if people understand that, but I do fear being a bad father. Father's not there. Father who wasn't, strict enough or kind enough or, Because you got to look at it. Some of these women that we do impregnate, they're not great mothers. It's just society would never tell them that they're not a great mother. Some women will leave their children with their parents or a family member just so they could see another guy. Some women will make their kids pay for everything, cook at the age of 13, 14 years old. Make them be really responsible. So it's just society wouldn't tell them that they're bad mothers. When I tell a woman that she's a bad mother, yeah, absolutely. I would tell them that so she can be a good mother. You know? But I have a theory, actually. I'll tell you my theory later, but I do have a theory. You know? One thing about these grapes ain't sweet enough. I like to make my own money. I feel better letting my nuts hang. Yeah, but bust this. When you make your own money and you do everything yourself, let me ask you a question, Randall. Do you ever feel alone? Like nobody ever understands you? You could pay for everything. You could do everything. You could be that perfect person. With them being that perfect person, you ever feel alone? Like nobody understand you. Even with women, I think women feel alone when they have to do everything for a man. Because I was young and older women love to take care of me, so I was. Yeah, that's always been my situation too. Like I always felt alone. Um, I think it got bad. It got bad. It became a bad situation with me where I had to go see a therapist. Um, I never told anybody that because most black people don't go see therapy. Seek therapy. You know, has it helped? Not really. I had to figure it out myself. But some people it might work. You know. For some people it will work. What's going on one second? Mm. But yeah, yeah, that has always been my problem. It was, when I started doing things myself, when I started, figuring it out, I'm self medicated. Yeah, I used to do the same thing. I used to self medicate myself. But with me, it got kind of bad because I have an addictive personality. I used to go through an ounce like every 3 days, and that's too much. I was spending like 350 every like 3 days, you know. So I had a good job, so and I, especially even like being a side guy or a mistress or whatever you want to call it. It has its benefits, you know. So yeah, so I had to smoke every day, but I was smoking two different types of weed every day. One was indica, and I forgot the other one was sativa. One was a sleepy weed. One was I could focus at work type of weed, you know, or I could focus on a person. But I quit smoking probably like almost 5 years ago. Like I feel better, but it's just there's sometimes I do go through like depression. Everybody goes through depression, you know. Give me a second. Give me 1 second, everyone. So yeah, it's different. This country as a whole has white thinking and white thinking gets minds and forget everyone else. Yeah. I always tell people all the time, this isn't really a country. This is a corporation. America's a corporation. You know. I've been told people that it's a corporation where we don't give a fuck about your feelings in America. If it doesn't make green, it doesn't make sense. It's not about black and white. It's about green. It always has been about green. It's just we have these poor white supremacists saying that, oh yeah, these people are taking our jobs. These people are doing this. These people are doing that. No, it's the rich giving them the jobs because they're cheaper. Like I always tell people all the time, once you become a multimillionaire, you're not black anymore. You're rich. You're rich. If people don't want to respect them, you can make them respect you. You could take their property. It is the American way. I'm a multimillionaire. You think this motherfucker's gonna call me out here a nigger and think I'm gonna let him get away with it? You know what? I'm gonna take this motherfucking land and make it a fucking Starbucks. Then have Mexicans work there. Or you know what? These motherfuckers want to call me a nigger. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going to destroy this whole property right here and make it a synagogue. Yup. The daughter of Babylon, as they call it, Rando. It is the daughter of Babylon. Um... So yeah, it's with those type of situations, we always have to be careful because at the end of the day, you gotta figure out what a person wants. When I was dating, the thing I always thought about, I was like, damn, what do this girl want from me? What do she see in me? That was the first thing I always thought. I never got an answer. I never got the answer. Only time I got the answer is when I gave her what she wants. It is what it is. Damn, this girl want money. This girl don't really love me like that. This girl was just buying me stuff, so you know what? It was an investment for her. It was a fucking investment. You know? And I'm not trying to shit on nobody, but it's everything, like I said, everything is an investment. In the 1950s, 1940s, I could probably challenge you. But 9 out of 10 or 7 out of 10 is mostly about money. You know? A girl don't want nobody driving no bus. Girl don't want nobody doing no blue collar jobs. And salute to the blue collar people, but these women are different, you know? Even the men are different. Some men inherit the trauma of their mothers. And I'll explain that a little bit later on. But some women, some men inherit their traumas of their mother. Like me, like I always tell people all the time, people always like, oh yeah, you have a kid by an Asian because of your mother. You didn't like your mother. No, it just happened. I dated mostly black women my whole life. Africans, Cape Verdeans, black Americans, dark Latinos women. I love dark skinned women. Just happens my baby mother's Asian. But my preference always been black women. I always tell people that. Like I dated Puerto Rican women who are light skinned and stuff like that. You know, I fell in love with a Puerto Rican girl. Fuck. I wish she would have done anything for me. I was just an ain't shit type of person at the time. And she probably just done to one night, and she probably don't want shit to do with me right now. You know. What's going on, Jeff? How's everything? You know. It's just yeah, man. I always tell people all the time. I personally wouldn't be. I personally wouldn't tell people, yo, just stick to your own kind if life wasn't like this. If life was a little bit better, I would be like, yo, date whoever you want. But life is so crazy now. You gotta understand, these white supremacists is having black babies for an accessory. Even Spanish women are doing it. Even Asian women are. You go to Japan right now, if you're a black American, 3 or 4 women will want you to get them impregnated. Because they know how strong the black genetics is. Black American genetics, not African. Black American genetics. Like Kwame was thinking I was joking when I said that. No, they want black American kids because their genetics is stronger. I turned 28 today. Hey, happy birthday, Jeff. Hey, yo, everybody going live and say happy birthday to Jeff. Today's his birthday. He's 28. Happy birthday, Jeff, man. Any plans for your birthday, or you just getting ready for the 4th? Yeah, man. Happy birthday, man. Yo, shout out to you, man. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming here on your birthday, man. It means a lot. Thank you, man. But happy birthday. It's your day, man. I'm going to the movies. Ooh, what you gonna go see? Because I was watching Megan 2.0 last night. I was falling asleep, so I gotta watch it later on tonight. I could watch it tonight because I don't gotta work tonight, but I'm gonna do a show tonight as well. I got another show I'm gonna do at 9 p.m. because I'm gonna go to class tonight. Because I don't think there's class the rest of the week, so yeah. 28 years. Yo, I was trying to watch that last night too. It's different compared to the first two ones. The first two ones were actually were good. This one was kind of like it was different. I was watching that on the illegal channels. On the free movie channels. So, yeah. You'd be surprised. Um, I don't know, man. Go watch it, man. I want to know what you think about it. I couldn't watch the whole thing, so let me know how you like it because I'm gonna watch it probably. I'll watch it tomorrow just to see how you liked about it. And we'll do two shows tomorrow again too because um I don't got class tomorrow. So yeah. But I like the first two ones. All jokes aside, I like the first two ones. I don't know how I got hip to that movie, but it was a good zombie movie. You know. Hey Jeff, did you see the first two? You know. I seen the first two, so yeah. Transportation to engage in prostitution. Transportation to engage in prostitution. But yeah, I do want to say this though. Um, yeah, I saw the first two. I like 28 Days better. Yeah, me too. Yeah, that was a good one. I hope they make another one. There was another one that they have done. It was a vampire movie. It was something till dark or something. It was something similar to that, but it was vampires. It was with Josh Hart. I'll tell you what it is. Give me a second. 30 Days of Night. That's what it was called. I seen that one. You gotta watch that one. That one's dope. Um, I enjoy watching movies. That honestly, um, it's super dope. I think that's the only time I have to myself when I do watch movies. So that I like that. I like that part about my life. Um, Cause I really don't have that much time to myself. If I'm not with my kids, I'm streaming or. Oh yeah, you like that one? I think there's two. I think there's two of them. Um, Give me 1 second. No, there's only one. But yeah, it was a good movie. Yeah, there's two of them. The other one was called Dark Days. It was a great movie. It had Mokishio in it. If you don't know who call Mokishio, he's the dude from Oz in the wheelchair, the black guy in the wheelchair. So that was always a good movie. The second one's Booty. Oh, you thought so? Um, you can kind of say that because at the end of the day, if I'm telling the right one, Josh dies. I didn't like that part. I mean, his name was Eben, but yeah, you just knew it was ending. There wasn't gonna be any more. You know. But that's how Alaska is. I think that was the great part about it. It was in Alaska because sometimes it'd be dark for a very long time. It'd be long. It'd be darker than longer than in America. Um, yeah, it's a weird thing. I always tell people that. Um, I'll be starting in like 10 more minutes. So yeah, definitely. But if y'all have anything else y'all want to say about love versus money, definitely we can start. Actually, we could start in 5 minutes if y'all don't have anything else to say. But yeah, I always tell people all the time. I've been through both of them, and I even been with both of them at once. Where a girl who has money and loved me and just did anything for me. You know, I had a girl that, and I'm gonna tell you a story about her. She was just paying for alcohol every day for me, just so I can be happy, cause she knew there was something like nothing wrong with me, but something sad about me. So, so yeah, it's sometimes it could be like that. Everyone was the scariest vampire. Was it even that scary to me? Facts, yeah, it wasn't. It's just to me they were just busting out of everywhere. We like, yo, what the fuck? How the fuck this motherfucker get on the roof? This motherfucker jumped like 1,000 feet in the air. How the fuck he lived? You know, just I don't know anything just to excite me. I love it. Like I said, I don't really have an excitement like that. So when I do, I appreciate it. You know, so yeah. I always, like I said, I always want to be excited. Um, yeah, but I hope you do like that movie. 32 weeks, was it 28 weeks or 28 years? I'm gonna be personally honest. I was super excited about it when they said that they were gonna do another one. Um, it's just to me is different. The beginning is very different, but similar. You know, yeah, you'll see when you watch it. But yeah, tomorrow I will be getting my C Hub, the strong one, so that things won't, break apart and stuff. So yeah, we'll be back in business tomorrow. But yeah, but like I was saying, it was just hard, man. Back to the question I was saying about, yeah, man, when you're fucked up in life, man, you be like, yeah, damn, man, I fuck up good. Like me, you know how many times God gave me a pass and gave me a good girl, and yo, God gave me some psycho ones too, man. There was a girl I told her like, yeah, I'm at work, and she'll call me like 5 minutes later. I was like, yo, lady, I'm at work. I can't be doing this. Like I'm busy, and she'll do it again and again and again and again until I had to yell at her, and she still did it. I just want to talk to you. Like, can't you talk to me when I'm out of work? You know, it'd be like that. Like I said, man. It's just I always tell people too. Another thing, try to start off as friends, man. I think that will always be easier, just starting off as friends. Um, if you like her, you like her, and you won't really waste no time because you can be talking about multiple people. I would advise you not to have sex with none of them, and the reason why it complicates things. It's not like, and the thing about it, it might not complicate you if you're a porn star, but it'll complicate things when you actually like somebody. I had people that I liked, but they didn't even like me like that because I went out with their cousin or I wasn't what they were looking for or just some dumb shit. You know. Oh, I feel like we're not compatible. Okay. It always like that, so Mm. Um, Have I cared? You get over that shit. That's the thing. You get over shit like that. So yeah. Actually, let's start the show, man. Love versus money. Let's talk about the pros of love. Actually, let me see. Hold on. What did I say? Love or money first? Yeah, let's start with money first. So the pros with love is you actually will be there for that person. That person will never, you expect the highest of that person. When this person does so much to you, you're appreciative. You know, a person don't need to have anything. The only thing you just want is them there. It's always cool like that. Like you actually genuinely enjoy people. You know, it's never complicated. Y'all be cool with it, like buying a bottle of Hennessy and like fries that you're sharing together. you know, yeah, it's those are the good things about it. Or if you have money, you just want to surprise them and just say like, "Yo, you know what? Yo, I bought you this." I was like, "What? It's not my birthday. You didn't have to do that." Well, I wanted to just to show you that, like, I like you. You know, and you'd be like, "Yo, what the fuck?" He's like, "Yo, this person actually really likes me." You know. Hold on one second. He could get time, so. But yeah, that's what comes with situations like that. Is just when you love it, you love. But what complicates things, and I'm gonna tell you my theory. The reason why people look for love because they never understood what love is. And when I mean people don't know what love is, yeah, you can love your parents and all that other stuff, but that's not love. A person, when you love somebody, I always tell there's always three things that you know that you love somebody. First of all, love doesn't disrespect nobody. You just wouldn't disrespect a person because you love that person. No matter how mad you are, you just walk away. You're loyal. Other time, you're loyal to the person. You're always gonna be loyal to that person. And the thing about it, you gotta be physically attracted to that person. If you're not physically attracted to that person, how the fuck can you love somebody you're not physically attracted to? Like you can love a parent, but you're not in love with your parent. Like I love my grandmother out of everybody, every woman, damn near every woman in my family. And the reason why, because my grandmother protected me. You know, it's just like I said, things could get complicated when money's involved. And this is why I always tell people all the time, when you're looking for love, you gotta be careful. You always have to be careful. All right, I'll check back later. I'm about to leave in like 20 minutes. When your next show? 9 p.m. I'm gonna do a 9 p.m. show tonight. I might not even go to class because I want to do a show 9 p.m. or even early. Um, I'll wait until 9 p.m. so you can watch it. Um, Happy birthday too, man. Happy birthday. And like it's a weird situation when you deal with loving a person. You could love a person and the person never loves you back. Never was in love with you. They just see a golden ticket. It always seems like it always been like that. It's been like this since the day. You know, like you want to hear something crazy? I always tell people all the time. I always tell people all the time that King Solomon or Jebediah, his demise wasn't having a whole bunch of thousands of wives. His his demise was dating out his nation because they had different cultures. because somebody's gonna lose a culture. Jebediah lost his culture and lost everything that he worked for. Give me a second. Yeah, now they put cotton candy. Give me regular grapes. Um, I, so you always got to be careful with that. That's why I always tell people all the time. Like me, I can be in love with somebody and stay with them forever. You know, testing, testing. Give me a second, everyone. All right, there we go. Um, like I can be with somebody forever and not love them. And it's because I already know when you're a certain person, when you have a certain status, when you have a certain ideology, a girl's just gonna love you for that. You know. And I always know something's gonna change. Ain't nothing gonna stay the same. Ain't nothing gonna get better. Sometimes, most of the times, with me, it gets worse. Um, the reason why I say it gets worse, um, because I know somebody's hiding something. I know somebody's hiding something. And when you hide stuff, this is where it's like, oh well, what do you want me to do, and yada yada yada, and just the whole 9 yards, man. And am I saying that you're not gonna get somebody who's gonna truly love you? No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you're gonna get a person that's gonna truly love you, but you gotta see it early. You just gotta see it early. You know? Do I love people? Yeah, I fell in like I said, I fell in love a few times. You know? I think love is amazing, but I just know how love is. When people you gotta understand too that love is a weakness. You're letting down your guards just to see who this person is. You are. Especially if you're a person that loves to love. I was writing this. I got a short film that I want to write. It was about this businesswoman. She's like probably one of the greatest attorneys of all times, and she don't have no wife. No, she don't have no husband. No nothing. All she do is go home, work, win cases. But she has a deep dark fantasy where once or every 2 out of 3 months, there's this guy that comes over here. He don't have anything. He's a paramour, just like me, a mistress, and he comes over there to see her, and he dominates her. He dominates her, but he treats her like a woman. A woman's supposed to be treated. He cooks for her. She likes that. And the reason why I came up with this because every CEO, every businessman, they have some type of like fetish. And I'm gonna be personally honest, they have some type of deep, weird fetish. Most of them like to see their girl get fucked. I'm gonna be personally honest. And if you don't think so, it's true. Some like women to dominate them, and they be the submissive one, because they dominate so many people forever where they're alone. That's the thing about, like I said, this industry. This industry is weird, and I don't see there's nothing wrong with it. I always tell people I don't see nothing wrong with it. If you're a male that like you like to be dominated by women, where a bitch like kiss my fucking high heels, you scum, spit on you and stuff like that, put a leash on you with a mask on, bust you in the head with a fucking newspaper, yeah. There's people that into that shit. A lot of CEOs, a lot of chairmen, they're into that freaky stuff. Or sometimes they like to see their girl get fucked. That's where that cuckold comes from. You know? You had everything under the fucking sun, and some people like transgenders. If you haven't heard, a lot of these rappers are getting caught with transgenders. Some know, some don't know. I'm just being personally honest with you. But that's where we get into money. It's great to have money when you're dating somebody where you don't have to pay for anything, and if you don't have to work, you don't work depending on how much you make. You could go shopping, and he gives you allowance. You know, but the dude doesn't really probably don't even fucking love you. He's just with you because you fucking listen. You can't speak your fucking mind because if you do, you're gonna lose everything. But you get to show out with your friends like, oh, yo, look what my husband bought me. Be on some shit like that. Even when I was dating rich women, I was like, yo. I remember on Mother's Day, on Valentine's Day, my ex-girlfriend, my mother's boyfriend bought her some just chocolate strawberries. Me, I came in there with a whole outfit because my ex-girlfriend gave me her credit card and said, yo, buy whatever you want. I spent like $400. She's like, that's all you spent? I was like, yeah. Could have spent more. But the thing about it, her family had oil money in Morocco. So I was like, she didn't give a fuck. So that's why I say it's always like that. But I couldn't say shit. How would I look telling her like, yo, shut the fuck up? She like, you shut the fuck up. I pay for everything. I was like, I know. Well, it's just with certain people, especially men, they want to fuck other people. They want to have sex with other people. Then you gotta think like, damn, what am I not doing wrong? Am I doing something wrong? What am I not good enough? This is where doubt comes in when you're rich. This is why you see all these people doing the BBLs and doing all these type of sexual surgeries and stuff to like sucking your coochie to make it tighter and taking head oral classes, oral blowjob classes and shit like that. And like this is how these women be thinking. You be like, yo, women be like, yo, what the fuck is wrong with me? My husband don't want to have sex with me. He just want to have sex with everybody else. You know? That's why it's different when you have a little bit of money. Or even if you don't have a little bit of money, sometimes the guy just don't want to have sex with you or the women don't want to have sex with you. Always make up a fucking excuse. Always say you're not in the mood and there's always a fucking excuse. And sometimes they're just cheating. And women, sometimes it's another fucking guy. Guy's getting plowed or he's doing the plowing. You know, I'm just being personally honest. You know, it's just this is what we got to look at. You know, it's like I tell people all the time. It's hard, man. But what's the difference is you could be maybe you don't have both. Sometimes a motherfucker's just with you because they can't get nobody else or they got kids by you. And they don't want to go nowhere because they don't want to deal with all the stress. Some people wait until their kids get older. I remember my ex girlfriend's father and mother broke up when she turned 18. He was telling me he felt so bad. He was telling me he haven't had sex with her in 4 years. And he's like, I know she's cheating on me. This man gave her fucking everything. Gave her everything. Didn't appreciate that shit. That's why I always look at situations and I always say to myself, yo, I feel alone, man. I'm going to be personally honest. I do feel alone. I ain't ever going to lie. I feel alone when it comes to certain things like that. Like, I'm a person that I'll hold all the weight if you put yourself in a situation. I'll hold all the weight. Nobody won't. And let me tell you what it is. Nobody would never ask me, oh, are you okay? How's everything? I appreciate what you're doing. It's just people are very entitled. And I'm sorry to feel like an asshole when I say that, but it's just a lot of people feel that way. Like, damn, I'm doing everything for the person. That's why I felt like how that's why I feel how that guy feels. That man did everything for his wife. She didn't work in almost 30 fucking years. Now she's collecting a check every month from him. And got a house. And this is where the question is there even love out here? A person hasn't, let me tell you something, a motherfucker never, if a motherfucker never had their mother's love, I don't think they know what love is. If a motherfucker never had their father's love, I don't think they know what love is. That's why I said my biggest fear is not being a good father. A good enough father, at least. being a good enough father. I remember back in the days, I was like, yo, man, I wish somebody could just, like, I mean, let me kick the bucket. Somebody knock me off the board. Sometimes I used to wish that. Now I got kids. If I go, my kids is fucked. My kids is fucked. Technically, I'm the only one that I have. I can't depend on anybody. I kind of sort of have a family. But that's the cards that God gave. That's the cards that God dealt for me. So I can't really get mad at God for it. You know. Give me a second, everyone. Like I can't get mad at that. Um, like that's why I don't even get why people be mad at God. God gave me a fucked up situation and yada 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 and this and that. Nah. God gave you something that you can handle. I'm gonna tell y'all something. I like doing this show. I know I don't get that many views like sincerely my parent. I mean, like Bronze Reaper podcast, but I like doing this show because I can just talk. I don't have to, I really don't have to write anything down. I'm just giving you my point of view. I'm gonna tell y'all a story. I'm gonna tell you my first story. There was this Somalian girl I used to date probably like 15, 20 years ago. Heavy set, Somalian. I mean, y'all know I like my BBWs. Yeah, definitely. I think I always tell people all the time, fat bitches be having the best pussy. You know? I think fat women have better pussy than skinny girls. You know, they cook, they clean. Yo, she used to bring me these big ass, plates of fucking lasagna. Oh my god. Probably one of the best lasagnas I have from my baby mothers. If my baby mother don't make lasagna ever again, I will have to go to my ex girlfriend. But she makes the best lasagna ever. When I say ever, compared to my ex girl, compared to my children's mother, oh, it's the best. She was from Ottawa. She was from Ottawa, Ontario. I went to go see her. I met her off of the party line. And if y'all don't know what the party line is, back in the day, there was this thing called the party line. And that shit used to be lit. And I met her, I was like, yo, I hope it's not no fucking tranny or no transgender. I was like, man. And she sounded cute. She's like, oh, I'm from Canada, I'm Somalian. I was like, oh, I love foreign girls and stuff like that. I tried to put my boy on, man. He didn't know how to get no pussy. And he used to, yo, and I'm glad I don't hang out with that motherfucker no more. We used to call him Low Dollar Jeff. Nigga never had no money. So, she used to buy me bottles of liquor and stuff. I used to be, hold on one second. I used to be in a fucked up situation and stuff. That's why I was like, yo, you know what? She's actually a good girl to me. And I was fucking with other women, man. That was my fault. Because I just got out of a fucking relationship, like, not even like 3 weeks ago. a long-term relationship. I got out of it. All fucked up. Didn't know how to feel, and yeah, I was just in a bad situation. Hold on, what's this? Give me a second, everyone. What the fuck is this thing right here? They already trying to do scams already? Fucking Nigerians. But she was very good to me. You know, I will say that she was very good to me. And that's why everybody was like, oh yeah, don't get a fat girl and da 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 da. Yo, bitch cook. Bitch be looking good. She'll look fly for you. She'll work out with you and stuff like that because she's trying to lose weight. I like big girls. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm 215. But I like heavyweight. I like BBWs. Hell yeah. Good pussy. That pussy's always wet. Yeah, it's like fucking Nova Scotia. That's how wet that pussy be. You know? They be having fat asses, and then, you know me, I got me a nice BBC, you know, so when you put in work, man, you put in work, man. Fucking around me, she was trying to have sex with me and me gain weight, and she ended up gaining the weight, you know. It always been like that. I was like 153 at the time too, 160. You know, gave me everything, picked me up from work. Her father was a brain surgeon. Yeah, I'm gonna be personally honest. I think that girl was at the time was the love of my life. I just got over her, you know, and fell in love with my children's mother. You know, and I just look at it like this: nothing ain't lasting forever. The reason why I say that is people's love always change. Me, my love hasn't never changed for anybody. It's just I know people aren't gonna love me the same. It just I, I look. I lived long enough to know. It's just when you live long enough to know, you just know. When you know, you know. And it's all right. It is all right. That's what I'm going to tell everybody. It's all right. It's all right if, you know, that person don't love you like, you know, you love them anymore, you know. You can stay in it and just deal with the bullshit, you know. I just always tell people this. I always tell people this. Understand that I gotta change the title too. Understand that people are not going to stay the same. You can be very in love with somebody. They're not going to stay the same. It's just you have to adapt. You have to adapt to those type of situations. You know, even with people with money, they're gonna be fucking other people. But sometimes you gotta be careful because might be fucking guys. You know, they might be fucking guys and not even letting you know, or you know, and not wearing a Jimmy. Fuck around, give you herpes or something. Even girls who be fucking other guys too. The guy she was probably fucking with probably got out of jail, was fucking guys in prison, and fucking around with an ain't shit nigga. He ain't got no money, ain't got no fucking car, ain't got no rent money. He an ain't shit nigga. No, I never been convicted of anything. But I know niggas in jail be fucking other guys sometimes, yeah. Having them suck their wee wee and everything. You know, it's you'd be surprised. Like I always tell people all the time too, it's hard out here, man. Especially in this era, everything is a money everything is a money plan. Even sometimes some of that shit is cultural. Talking about money, money this, money that, money, money, money. Look at 90 Day Fiance. Get one of those Thai women or those Vietnamese women. One of the Colombians. The Colombians only care about fucking money. You marry them, you better sign a fucking prenup. Why they don't want to sign a prenup? I thought you loved me. I do. I love you enough to sign this fucking prenup to protect both of us. Real talk. It always should have been like that, you know. But I think I want to do this show on Bronze Reaper podcast just to finish it up because I know it's mad early and there ain't nobody really on here. So I'll see y'all later. Thanks for everybody who came on early. I'm sorry it came on a random time. We usually do this time, but it was a Bronze Reaper, not a Bronze Reaper show. So we'll get our numbers up on this. Thank you, everybody.